in the financial crisis? Is this something that just popped up and there's nobody to blame? Well, we have this commission up in Washington studying it. They have this whole commission, a bunch of guys on there, and then there's a bunch of witnesses come in. Not one single person that is a member of the commission and not one single witness endorses free market Austrian economics, and that's where you'll find the economic answers. The free market economists understand the business cycle, predicted the breakdown of Bretton Woods in 1971, predicted all the events since 1971, the destruction of the dollar. We've lost 97% of our dollar's value to gold since 1971, and we're rapidly moving into an inflationary stage. We're not over the financial bubble and the financial problem we have. It just started. What I believe will happen, I hope I'm absolutely wrong on this, but as time goes on, we are going to work our way into a situation that is going to combine the vicious downturn of the 1930s with the vicious upturn of prices and inflation of the 1970s. That will be very devastating, and that will indeed be a threat to all our liberties and institutions. Medicare and Medicaid are bankrupt. You can't save Medicare and Medicaid by creating another $1 trillion medical program. In the 1930s, they had a Pecora Commission, a similar commission. They came up with the conclusion, oh, the problem was they followed the gold standard, which they did not, and they also didn't have enough regulations, which we already then had too many. So what did they do in the 30s? They got rid of the gold standard and piled on. That's when they introduced these SEC and all the other programs and prolonged the Depression. That's exactly what we're doing. The conclusion of all this looks like it's going to be a lot more regulations. I'm for regulations, but the number one regulation is to regulate the Federal Reserve System is what we need to regulate. The beginning of the Tea Party movement came not too long ago, a year or two ago, when it was during the financial crisis and they knew about the TARP funds. The TARP funds were appropriated by Republicans and Democrats. The money was wasted, bailed out friends and hurt the enemies, the whole works. And nobody knew where the money was going. And this upset a lot of people, rightfully so. But then, when they found out that the Federal Reserve created $2 trillion out of thin air and passed it out to their friends, it got the attention of a lot of Americans. The Federal Reserve is more powerful than our president. It's a world currency. It can loan money to other central banks, other governments, international financial institutions. Creating money out of thin air and making deals like that, it can be involved in foreign policy and who knows what. But I'll tell you what they can't control. They can tide things over and think they're improving things and get some GDP numbers to come up. But they cannot protect the value of the dollar. That is what you need to watch, and that will be a consequence of excessive government. That is what destroys nations. That's what destroys republics. And it is indeed up to us as the party right now of limited government and preaches limited government. But you can't be for limited government halfway and reject it on the other way. The whole way has to be limited government.